Today I'm going to show you guys how to have an insanely strong opener as Austria, which should lead to an easy revoke. Let's jump into it. You're going to want Burgundy to be friendly with you, and also rival to Aragon, and if you can get those two things, the rest of the RNG does not matter. Poland is nice to have as an ally also, but it's not a big deal either way. I recommend removing the forts straight away, as we're a strong nation and we don't really need them. Here's a look at our privileges. Make sure to seize land. You'll want to give ruler military command as often as possible, as if he dies, you get authority, and that's what you want. Going to ally Poland day 1, ally Castile next, then ally Aragon. Make sure you don't royal marriage Aragon. You're going to break this alliance fairly soon. Start fabricating a claim with Provence straight away. For advisors, I just like to grab the level 1 advisors. Despite that there are cheaper half-off advisors, I just don't think we have the economy to support that. We're going to focus military day 1. Now we're going to grab 2 elector allies. The Palatine and Saxony are generally my favorite choices. So we're going to start improving relations for our mission here. You want to improve with these 5 electors here. Don't worry about these top 2. Go ahead and accept royal marriages from the electors that send it, but do not accept from Aragon. And for rivals, we can set France, Bohemia, and Venice. We're going to transform both of our starting armies into a nice 12-4. Make sure you have a leader in each stack. I'd recommend turning off your maintenance for the early part of the game. Once you hit 100 relations with an elector, you can go ahead and swap off to the other elector that you need to improve with. In my case, it will be mains. And once we hit this 30 spy network, we can go ahead and turn our maintenance on, as well as fabricate a claim on Lorraine. And now we're going to want to improve relations with Burgundy. And this is so we can get an alliance with them later. You'll see what I mean in a bit why we're doing that. Let's go ahead and declare our first war. It's going to be a war against Lorraine, who is PU'd by Provence. Call in Saxony just to distract the enemy. Make sure you siege out Lorraine and Barrows before Burgundy declare war. So I just recommend occupying these 2 provinces straight away. You can even ask Burgundy for military access. During this war, we're going to go ahead and fabricate claims with Burgundy. This may seem a bit counterproductive because we're improving relations and fabricating claims, but it's all part of the strategy, so don't worry about it. In this war, you're going to want to force Provence to cancel his overlordship over Lorraine, and then go ahead and take these 2 provinces here. Take some money too if you'd like. We're going to immediately fabricate a claim on Burgundy now. Don't corrupt the provinces either. You don't really need them. You can delete the fort. You're going to return these provinces later, so it's not really important that you keep them. Go ahead and cancel military access with Burgundy. I'm going to go ahead and grab my secure electors mission now. And I'm going to go ahead and declare war on Burgundy. And the reason you wanted Aragon to be rivaled to Burgundy is so that he'll help you fight him. In my case, Venice will help, but then Poland will help, so it's kind of a weird war. The RNG of this war can be a bit funky, but as long as you're able to win it, should be good to go. You'll notice I have to take a -1 stab hit, and that's totally okay. During this war, start fabricating claims with France. Pick Mill 4 straight away. This is going to give you a huge advantage in your early wars if they have Mill 3 still. And I'm going to go ahead and fabricate a claim in France. I'm going to end the war with Burgundy, taking his capital and making him annul with Venice. So we're going to go ahead and end that war. You'll notice that his capital moves into the HRE, essentially moving him into the HRE. What we're going to do next is immediately return province and return these 2 provinces as well. And now we can grab our alliance with Burgundy and a royal marriage as well. Before I declare union war on Bohemia, I'm going to let him finish his war with Brandenburg, because if he gets more land, it's like me getting more land. It looks like Bohemia stole Berlin and a couple other things, so he'll be a little bit stronger. This will result in a little more AE, so there's a downside of it too. I'm going to curry favors with Aragon just for a minute here, so he'll help me with the Bohemian War. I'm also going to curry favors with Burgundy, so he can help me a little bit later. If you have good relations with Spain, you can get this event where you get a Habsburg on his throne. That could be useful later if you want to try to PU him. I want to turn my maintenance on. I'm going to wait for my Hungary PU. You should notice that your guy becomes of age on his throne, and in just a minute here, you should get an event that chooses whether or not he'll become a PU. So you notice right here, you get this event. I'm not sure what the RNG is, or if it's changed, but it feels like they give it to you more often in this patch than they did before. That could just be my own luck, but I got it first try. You may want to alter for if you don't get it. Go ahead and declare war, restoration of union on Bohemia. Call in Poland, Aragon, and Saxony. Should be a fairly easy war. For your second tier reform, I don't think you really need the manpower one because you're the HRE guy. So either take taxes or advisor cost. We'll go ahead and end this unification war. Fairly easy war with all the allies I called in. I'm just going to grab the Union, and I'm going to grab Prague for the Great Project. And after this course, I'll show you how we're going to convert this to Catholic. It is a bit tricky. You have to stack your modifiers pretty well to get the conversion. Always be mindful when you're close to being able to pass a reform. You don't want to enter a new war if you're, let's say, 46 authority, in my case. So I'm going to go ahead and just wait. I guess we won't be waiting, because we just got warred with. I think it's like a subject of a subject war. I feel like this is a glitch or something, because he probably shouldn't be trying to declare on me, but I think he doesn't realize that it's a subject of a subject, but there's not really much I can do about that. It's a little annoying though, because I wanted to pass my reform. I'm getting coalition for taking all that land, I suppose. Not a big deal. I think with subject of subject, the AI doesn't know how to properly calculate. That's my guess, because that just seems like a foolish war. Ooh, I can embrace the institution. Nice. Okay, okay. Cool. Didn't even realize that. I'm not going to take my tech to 5. I'm going to hold the points. Also going to improve relations with Bohemia. Forgot to do that after we subjugated him, more or less. And don't grab this mission, control Bohemia. We're going to save it a little bit. But do occasionally pay attention to the Teuton's relations. If you have 100 relations with him, it'll trigger the event for him to join the HRE. And we don't want that to trigger at the moment. Okay, the Shadow Kingdom event is here, and we're of course going to hit. We're going to reign in Italy. We must reign in the Italians. I'm going to go ahead and just wipe Pieces War because I think it's some lucky RNG that the war happened. I don't want you guys to have to rely on lucky RNG. But if you did get a war like this, I would take land from the Ottomans normally. But yeah, again, wouldn't be a good guide if it relied on RNG, in my opinion. Going to pass our first reform. Now that Prague's finished coring, I'm going to show you guys what we need to do to get it to convert. First, we're going to want to put it into a state, but we aren't going to pay to core it. Instead, what we're going to do is just accept the culture because you need at least 20 to accept the culture. Now we're going to unstate it and concentrate development. And this will pull the dev below 20. That's why you needed to state it first. Now we're going to exploit tax. The lower dev the province has, the easier it is to convert. Now we can go ahead and full state, pay for the core. And then we're going to go into the edicts and hit enforce religious unity. I'm going to go ahead and grab the missionary strength advisor. It's a +2, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Now we're going to grant 2 privileges from the clergy that give missionary strength. That's going to be enforce unity of faith and religious culture. Now we should be able to convert the province. It'll take 114 months. If you want to speed this up, you can get some stability. So I'll grab 1 stability just to show you the difference. Right now it would be June 2nd, 1472. And if we boost our stability, you can see that's going to change by about 5 years. So it is pretty significant. Though I don't want to waste the points to boost my stability to 3. 2 should be fine. It'll convert in about 7 years. The reason we need to convert this is we don't get the imperial growth here unless we have this province as Christian. Looks like Burgundy's target of quite a large coalition. I was going to feed him some land from France, but I'm probably going to have to wait to do that now because apparently he's super aggressive. So I'm going to work on these 4 provinces that are under the control of non-member states. And we can look at our imperial map mode to see which provinces those are. It looks like it's going to be this here, and then these 2 from Venice. And when you do pass your first reform, you get a nice imperial band CB. And we've selected we must reign in the Italians. That should be good. We can start improving relations with Italy as we have the Diplo slots to do so. We're going to be working towards this mission, reign in the Italians. I'm going to go ahead and improve relations with the Teutons. I don't want them to completely get killed here. I want them to have that event where they join the HRE. They might get killed though, but we're going to try to improve relations with them to see if they will join the HRE. Generally, if you improve relations with them, they improve relations with you. We can even set friendly when it lets us. So I'm going to set friendly with the Teutons, and they should improve relations with me that way. That'd be an unfortunate event if they do die, because then we can't get these guys in the HRE. So notice when our relations hit 100, the event should start. I'll show you guys that here in just a month here. There you go, it hit 100, and they should, next month they should join. There you go. They want to join the HRE, which we will allow them to join if they don't get killed first, which they might. So they're still alive, which is ideal. So then we can get them to join the HRE. And you want them to join the HRE after they lose land to Poland, because if not, then that land will be like outside of the Emperor and be bad for you. So we saved our Diplo points. You can see we didn't upgrade it, but we are going to upgrade our admin to 5, and then we're going to pick influence ideas. I think influence or diplomatic are both good choices, so it's just up to you guys. But I like the extra money you get from having influence down the line. So we're going to just kind of focus in on improving relations with different people in Italy. And you can look at that mission here and kind of see who you need to improve with. So you can see here it's a bunch of Italy. I'm going to go ahead and declare imperial ban on Denmark. Before this, the Teutons order and the Empire pops, and now I'm going to get 15 authority, so I'm actually going to pop this event now. So we're going to have 15 years to take use of it. That just means we really want to reign in Italy in the next 15 years, because we'll get extra authority. So that event triggered, and we got a bit of authority there. We have 27 now. Looking pretty good. And we're just taking care of this Denmark war. We'll get our mill up to 6. That's a pretty good level. And 6 to 5 is the biggest advantage in the game, actually. So if you want to fight someone like France or the Ottomans and they don't have 6, it's actually a good opportunity. So people are leaving the coalition. That looks good. Got a stability event, which is going to help our conversion here, so that's going to be useful. I am paying a lot for the advisor, which has cost me a little bit of loans. We're in 12 loans. It's nothing major, and of course, once we revoke, loans won't really be an issue. This war is super chill. I'm kind of just letting other people handle it for me. So I'm just going to demand that he releases Holstein. That should be good. And we're just getting thrown influence, and you can see this gives us more authority growth, which is really nice. Okay, so that's converted, and I'm going to get rid of that advisor straight away. Could probably also grab the advisor privileges. Where stability is maxed, and we don't really have any disasters in our future. Well, fingers crossed. Forgot about developing the gold, but yeah, developing the gold is actually pretty useful. I'm going to go ahead and attack Venice here, and this is mostly going to be about getting Imperial land back to the HRE. In the meantime, I'm going to improve with Italy. And I'm going to set my diplomatic feedback to have interest in the Ottomans' territories, so that they get claims fabricated on them. I'm going to work on deving the gold up to 10, when possible. Don't want to use my mill points, though. I want to try to get cannons ASAP. Okay, our leader died, which is good. Get more authority that way. We're over our authority limit now, though, because of that, so we need to pass a reform rather soon. So as soon as we can end this war, that should be possible. I'm going to try to finish deving the gold up to 10 if I can. There we go. So 10 dev in the gold. We're getting 10 a month from that province. So I'm going to end the war with Venice. I'm going to take these 3 provinces for myself, and then I'm going to make him return the HRE land back to Milan. And we're getting these 3 provinces because we want the HRE to connect over here so we can actually add people to the HRE that are down here. We just inherited Burgundy, which is ideal, I suppose. It was 1470, so it's not like it's rare. And let's go ahead and pass our reform, but before we do, we have extra points, so I'm going to go ahead and just try to Imperial Grace like everywhere. Imperial Grace every single person that lives in Italy. So Imperial Grace everybody, now I can go ahead and just pass the reform. Oh, and for the inheritance, of course, I'm going to click the first option. I can go ahead and grab the policy here to have more relations, strong duchies. And I grab this mission now, Imperial Ascendancy. That's because no nation in the HRE that's not my subject has more than 12 provinces, so that's nice. So I notice the Ottomans are behind me in Miltech, so I think this is a good opportunity to just attack the Ottomans. We'll call on our allies. Poland won't go, but that's fine. So we got the war goal now. We just need to get a bit more war score. Oh, the Franco-Otto alliance. Lovely. Now I'm going to have to waste war score to make them cancel that, because that ain't happening. At least it happened during the war, so I can cancel it, alright? I'm going to try to find maintenance so I can send gifts real fast to like these 2 more nations. So I'm going to get some AE when I take Ottoman land, and I want to reign in Italy first. So I'm going to go ahead and reign in Italy. This will put me a little bit above authority, but that's totally, that should be fine. So I'm going to end the war with the Ottomans, make them annul with France, and I'm going to be doing some cheesy stuff here. You guys don't need to do this cheesy stuff. I just wanted to showcase it just in case you did want to do this. Basically going to surround provinces like this so that we can force him to defect in a bunch of areas, and I'll show you guys that here. Again, you don't have to do this. So the point of doing all this weird stuff is that we're going to make these provinces defect, and to do that, we've surrounded each area. So we've surrounded Bosnia's provinces, Serbia's provinces, Bulgaria, and then Byzantium. Gone ahead and provoked the rebels, and now you just kind of have to Alt F4 until they go into this province here. So this is where it gets a little annoying. It's not too hard to do. It just seems like random chance which province they go to. So you just kind of have to Alt F4 until you get the right RNG. But it's really like 50% chance, so it's not like a lot of our Alt F4. Like right there, he went to the wrong province. So we just need to go ahead and reset. So you can see second try they went to the right province, and that's kind of expected. So skipping ahead, we've got these siege down. Unfortunately, the rebels went after this guy, and when he got fully sieged, the rebels got demands, and they disappeared. Which is really weird because the provinces didn't even defect, so I don't know how that worked, but the game is weird. Also got a 3rd reform during that time. So now we just need to wait. At this point, we could probably break alliance with Poland if we want to get the EU, which is, it's nice to have. You don't need to, but it's just an option. So we just need to wait 5 years for the provinces to defect, and we can see that through the province history if we'd like. So we know that in May 8th, 1485, these guys would defect. Okay, Serbia defected, so we're going to go ahead and murder him. So we'll fully annex Serbia, get that Corin up, and Bulgaria now defected. Go and grab that. So we'll grab colonization from that guy. I'll just release Bulgaria as a subject. We'll release Serbia as a subject as well. We are going to force both of these guys' religion, so that's going to piss them off a bit. So Byzantium is now defected. We can go ahead and go to war with them. I'm going to go ahead and just no CB Byzantium because I forgot to get a claim, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get murdered by Venice if I don't do something immediately. There it is. I knew it. Venice trying to cheese me after I did all the work. I'm just going to take what I can from Byzantium. He might get murdered. I'm trying to make sure he can't get murdered by Venice. Venice shouldn't be able to get that province over there, so I'm just going to try to cut off Venice and take what I can. That's our next reform here. The last thing I wanted to show you guys is how to add nations to the HRE, such as our subjects here in Serbia and Bulgaria. So we need a connecting path to the HRE. So we've added this line to the HRE, so we just need to get these guys in, and then we can get all these provinces in. We can actually grant Serbia more provinces here. So I'm going to declare war on Wallachia, Kobaldrate, Herzegovina. We're doing this so that we can extend the HRE, and I'll show you guys that in just a moment. I'm going to end the war and grab all these provinces. I'm going to show you guys how we can get a bit of extra authority by adding people to the HRE. If we go to our Imperial Map mode, we can see that we've added these provinces here. And these are ours, but they're not added. So I'm going to show you guys how we can get some more authority. A subject nation will join and give you authority, but you only get authority when they join. So for example, if I wanted more authority, I would need to give Bulgaria these provinces now. I'll show you guys what that looks like. What I'm going to do is grab Bulgaria, all these provinces down here. Wouldn't necessarily have to do this. This is just if I wanted to get extra authority from Bulgaria. I could also release Byzantium when I finish conquering him, and a similar thing would work. But let's just grant Bulgaria all these provinces, which may make him disloyal. So notice our authority is at 7, and we're going to go ahead and release a couple nations. So we can start by releasing Herzegovina. So if you look at our authority, it's going to jump from 7 to 35, and that's because he joined the HRE, and now he was connected, so Serbia joins the HRE, and then in turn, Bulgaria joins the HRE because he's connected. And we can do a similar thing with Wallachia. And just to know, this won't work with provinces in Italy. So if we add Wallachia, it's going to be another 6 authority. So you can see we jump from 7 to 41 authority just by releasing a few nations. So this should give you guys a great starting point for your run. I'm going to give you a couple recommendations from here. I would recommend taking influence, religious, admin, and then diplomatic. I would go after Poland next, so I can get him in a PU. But I would also want to weaken France. I could do a similar thing with France, where I, for example, take Champagne and then release, add them to the HRE, gain those points. There's a lot of releasables you can do that with in France. For example, Toulouse, Gascony. So I would probably go about getting more authority that way. And then from there, I would just keep passing my reforms. Eventually, I would inherit Burgundy. Hope you guys enjoyed this shorter style of content. As always, thanks for watching and have a great one.